Hi guys, I wanted to do a quick video because I really want to talk to my church family about fleeing. The Lord had me watch something today last night that inspired my heart, and really I felt like I needed to talk to you guys about fleeing. I think that fleeing can be a physical thing, but it also can be very much a spiritual thing. See if I can give you some examples of spiritual fleeing. So spiritual fleeing is something that we need to do. We need to do physical. We may have to do physical fleeing if the Lord tells us to do physical fleeing. And there is a specific place I want to talk to you about where the Lord tells us to flee. Now, the children of Israel in Exodus were made to flee from Pharaoh. But here, okay. 1 Corinthians 6, is it Corinthians? I think it's Corinthians 6:18. Flee from sexual, this is spiritual now. Flee from sexual immorality, from every other sin a person commits outside of his body. But the sexual immoral person sins against his own body. So we're supposed to flee from sexual immorality. That's a spiritual fleeing. So we need obedience here as children of God. That we need to flee. It's so important that we start making sure that this is a top priority in our life. Always the Lord is first, but these are other top priorities for our hearts to submit to Him, that we got to be doing these things. It's very, very important. Therefore, my beloved, flee from idolatry. We need to be fleeing from all forms of idolatry. Here's a real good one. Titus 6:11. But as for you, O man of God, flee from these things. When we flee from sin, we also need to do this. Pursue righteousness. But for you, O man of God, flee from these things. Pursue righteousness, godliness, faith, love, steadfastness, and gentleness. So not only do we need to flee from sin, idolatry, we also need to be pursuing righteousness, godliness, faith, love, steadfastness, gentleness, and submitting to God. So 2 Titus 2:22. So flee youthful passions, pursue righteousness, faith, love, peace, along with all those who call on the Lord from a pure heart. Submit yourselves, therefore, to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Okay, so that's spiritual fleeing. We need to spiritually be fleeing from all these things. Physical fleeing. But specifically when it comes to one thing in the Bible, I think it's important for all the children of God to know this, because I know a lot of us are trying to understand and know and believe in the rapture, whether it's pre-trib, mid-trib, post-trib. I don't know. The Bible doesn't really give a lot to that. There might be one word in there that specifically might be Hebrew or Greek that word means rapture, but the Bible doesn't actually say rapture that I know of. It does say that we will be caught up in the air. It also says, pray that your flight not be on the Sabbath or in the winter. So like, the word flight can mean flying up in the air into the heavens, but it also can mean fleeing, flight, to flee. So I think he might be meaning to flee here, not to just fly up in the air. So that being said, I think I'm urging you to study on fleeing. If flight indeed has a suggestion in the Word of God to actual fleeing, and plenty of God's people would flee. David did fleeing. So did Lot, had to flee. And he had to flee because destruction was coming. Okay, but this is the other one that I specifically want to get to is, let me find it. Let me find it. Mind the barking dogs. Okay. We're going to go to Matthew 24 real quick. Worthy is the Lamb. You are holy. Are you Lord God Almighty? Worthy is the Lamb. I'm actually not that quick. Okay, so Matthew's 24:13. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Enduring's really important. So whatever's going to happen, we have to endure to the end. Whatever command we're given to God, we have to listen to that and endure to the end, because he's going to fight our battle. And this is the gospel of the kingdom that shall be preached in all the world for the witness unto all the nations, and then the end shall come. Therefore, this is important here. Therefore, when you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whosoever heareth, let him have understanding. Then let him that be in Judea flee into the mountains, and let him which is not on the housetop not come down to take any of the things out of his house. Now, when it says flee into the mountains, that's people who live in Judea and Samaria, which is actually the west bank of Israel in current day, but it's really just Judea and Samaria. Okay? We don't live there. If you're in America and other countries, you don't live there. But if God is saying that when you see the abomination of desolation, this is Jesus' specific instructions here in the red letter, so I think we need to consider it. It's specifically saying to flee into the mountains. Now, he didn't say what mountains. So, I just have to say this to my church family. This is specific command. This is specific instructions for us to do when we see the abomination of desolation. We are to flee. We are to flee in the wilderness to the mountains. And I really think that God's going to be standing there watching a bunch of people running, and he's going to know whose are his because they listened. So I just wanted to put this quick video out there for you guys. Be blessed.